Now, back, another quick one. The windshield washer switch. See, a little broken. Not really, just the knob was missing. Robbed one out of bits and pieces, put that one in there. All good. For if you're wondering, 70s to like 79. I don't know. The little switch where it plugs in is actually down here. So the harness, as you can see, is a little sideways versus here. But they all work the same. A little different icon on there, windshield wiper, you know, whatever. Next thing I'm working on, this guy for my heater controls. This one's actually out of bits and pieces as well. Got the old one out. The old one right here. Kinda just, I don't know. Looks like it's broken in some pieces. Disintegrated more. This is actually the old switch from 78. Putting in true one out of Angus. It's got the off on it. So we got the 3 or 4 wires versus the 3 wires. So a little food for thought if you go to throw switches. Yeah, I know. If you go to throw chain switches, this one's only got 3 prongs. The other one's got 4 extra wire. Actually shut it off. So even though it's just gonna say high, medium, low, not off, like that one, it is what it is. I got him. I wonder if I should get it some food. Just hanging out. Oh, landed on my finger. Here you go, buddy. You just eat some more flowers. Do whatever it is you do. Well, another day. Angus here seems to have kind of a vibration in the rear end. So, got under there, checked everything out. It's tight. Should say vibration in the drive shaft. Anyways, seems tight. No issues there. I did see something where you can take the drive shaft off, rotate it 180 degrees, put it back on, see if that resolves it. So, started doing that, and then, once you know it, cap fell off, needle bearings went everywhere. So, process of realigning these. So, let's see if I can get this done. So, I don't like that cap. Looks like I'm actually missing a couple needle bearings, and I don't know where they went. Looked for them. Might have fallen off in someplace, I don't know. This is a one that I had from another axle laying around. That U-joint in the back is original. And it's, you know, a little dry. It's not greasable. But it's not going to stop me from putting a little bit of grease on these caps and rob some of these off, throw them in there, see what happens. Okay, drive shaft is back on. It seems to be in place a little bit nicer than what it was. Those other needle bearings, they kind of just fell out from inside the pinion there, so I'm going to call that a win for right now. We'll test it out. I did rotate it 180 degrees. Maybe that will be something, and I greased them up. So now we're going to move on to the front. Kind of been getting a little bit of a misfire, rough idle, and then when the thing is warm, it has a long crank before it actually fires up. So if you remember right, we had one injector that wasn't firing. We changed that out. Now I'm kind of wondering if all the other ones are just as junk as the first one. So I'm just going to put all 8 of them on from the other fuel rail. Clean them up. They're a little gross, but we'll see what that does. So that's the old one that was in the very back cylinder there. It doesn't look bad, but it's got some grossness on it. These ones, they don't look the greatest either, but honestly, they seem a little bit nicer than that one. So I'm gonna clean these up, as I mentioned, put them in. First, got to remove this and then bleed down the system and whatever, but also gonna unhook the battery because I don't need no sparks and gas and go boom. Got some gas coming out of that. Interesting. Unhook your battery, guy. Vortec. For those who can't afford an LS. Yeah, it's me. Okay. Don't we have a Schrader valve somewhere? Oh, right there. Probably would be wise to pee that out somewhere where it's not going to be all over the intake. That'd be bad. Okay. Okay. There wasn't much pressure in there. Oh, these magnet trays. They're so nice. What is that? AC line. We ain't got AC, Chris. What are you talking about? I know. I know. I know. We're getting there. When we have AC. Stop yelling at me. Jeez. I'm gonna be yelled at. So I did give it a quick fire after it was cold. Felt each one of the header tubes. They're getting hot. So my thinking is just one of these injectors is spraying like when you get up in the morning and you use the restroom, and it kind of goes like this. I think that's what one of the injectors is doing. So we just want to be sure. Knock these out. Just replacing them. Same order they were on the old fuel rail. A little bit of Croyle, lubing them up, in and out. Just to get them in and out a little bit better. They're not terribly dirty, but I just don't know. Why is this one so hard to pull out? Cripes. So now if you're asking why didn't I just take that whole rail out and put it on this one and that one and put them in there. Because it didn't, okay? This one's got the fuel injector vacuum regulator on it. That one doesn't. I could have done this rail, but whatever. Okay, now that we're all reinstalled, I'm gonna put some lubrication on these O-rings. Jab it back in home place, and we'll reinstall, reverse what we did. And if we go to fire it up and it acts kind of funny, backfires or whatever, just remember we got coil and fuel and injector stuff. Old fuel rail, older new fuel rail installed with used injectors. So I can do this again in about 2 minutes when these don't work. Anyways, I was having a little struggle bus moment there. 5 and 7, they seem to have grown the same length, so flip-flopping them, I had to read the tags really close. Someone might want to label that a little bit more when they get to that point. I don't know, sure. So anyways, I'm gonna open up the door. Let the car down, let Angus down, fire it up, see if it runs, back it out, go for a test rip. So it still seems like it might have a bit of a miss to it, so I'm pulling the number 2 plug out just to see what it looks like. Looks honestly fine. No issues there. Huh. It is sparking. I tested it with my spark tester. So we got spark there. Just seems like it was running a little rough, but I'm gonna check out the rest of the coils and plugs and see what we get. So if you're wondering why I isolated number 2, pulled on the heat gun here. You know, we're at 90 degrees. All the other ones, 105, 130, 116 on number 8. We go to the other side, we're at 105, 113, 120, 130, and then number 7, we're in the 113. So it's the coldest one that we're getting. So I don't know. So I'm gonna do a little test, fire it up, unplug the injector, and see if the motor actually changes. Okay, it's running. Let's see what happens when we unplug it. We get no change. Still running the same. So now let's get up the multimeter, see what kind of whatever we got going on here. So I'm going to start with my multimeter, and I'm going to have it just set to wherever you can get 12 volts off the thing. The jigger. Set it, the DCV. So when you touch it to a battery, you show voltages. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make sure we poke our ground side into the injector harness and see if we can find out which one's the ground. So we find out which one's the ground, then, and it's working, we know the ground side's actually talking to the computer. And if we flip it, we put this one in there, and then we put this one in there, and then this one in there. We'll find the positive side of the injector harness wire. And it's the pink one that's broke. We can diagnose it from there. So let's go ahead and see what it does. I think Bella's eating something. What are you eating? Are you eating bugs? You eat bugs? It sure looks like you got something dangling from your mouth. Weirdo. got the one side grounded off. Our multimeter, when it works, it's showing 14.3, 14.4. Touching it to the sides of the harness here. We're getting about the same amount of reading off of this one side. We got 14.4, 14.6. So that means the injector it's getting power. Now we'll flip it around. Put the positive side on the positive side of the battery, negative side on the negative side of the battery, and we'll touch the other part of the spade connector here and we'll see if we're getting anything. Okay, we are. We're getting 8.6, 8.5. So we're getting voltages. Maybe our injector is just bad. So we know the connector is getting power. Why isn't it injecting the injector? Don't know. I wonder what happens when we just plug one in. Oh yeah, I can feel it spitting. Okay, well. Let's pull that injector out and put this one in. Yay. New fuel injector is put in. The one that I pulled out of the old one is in with the old new one that I didn't feel pulsating when it was in there. So, moment of truth. We should have a all firing kind of truck. Fingers crossed. Oh yeah. Running much more smoother. And we're already heated up to 133 degrees, so definitely firing on all of them now. Okay, so I got Bella with me. Going on a little test run here. So far, so good. See if above 50 our vibration went away. Okay, passenger side all pulled out, injectors swapped out. Conductor side all pulled up, and I'm about ready to reinstall. Old injectors are there. I did leave, of course, number 7, number 2 in there because we swapped those ones already. So let's put it all back together and see what we get. So I direct them, get them every time. I think that's why we had a leak. Good thing I got some O-rings. So because I don't feel like doing this job a third time for today, and again pull all the injectors off and replace that rubber gasket with a fresh one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6. Found 5 of them that were, you know, blown apart. So just went through, like I mentioned, replaced them all. Good to go. Don't have any injectors hooked up. Got everything bolted in loosely. Leakage test. Again. I know what I forgot to do. Whoops. I forgot to put this little retainer clip on. At least I caught it on video. I'm gonna let that air out a minute and get some breath air. Alright, take 500. Okay, hook everything up and test everything. All right, so we're running. See what she does. Vibration's gone. This seems to be gone. All right, I like it. Well, there you have it. A little odds and ends on Angus. What do we fix? Fuel injectors that miss, the rear end vibration, rear view mirror. I don't know if I showed you guys that. I put a rear view mirror in it. Oh, we put in the windshield washer switch. We got ourselves some HVAC system to get ourselves some heats because it's been pretty chilly in the morning. Anyways, Trailblazer's back in here. That's going to be the next video after this one. So thanks everyone for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, comment below. Hey, an Impala. I'll see you in the next one.